Know where my pen went. Hi! We're back, and we're really close to being done with the line art. Just a few more pen strokes, and we're going to move on to tone. Beefing up my brush here to do some bolder lines. The risk that I run when I do this, drawing over my thinner lines with thicker lines, is like running the risk of making like a wobble, like that. Want to avoid that. Want to make it look like the only line I drew was the nice thick line. But we talked yesterday about how like maybe I should start trying to do that on the first pass. Get that growth mindset going. Because you can always learn something new. And like you can be not that you can do a job on something, you can be proud of the job you've done and still say, hey, here's some ways that I can be better next time. And that's really what growth mindset is to me. I gotta sit better. I have to posture myself better. I have terrible posture. And when I sit, I always notice it in the videos because I look at myself after the fact and you can see my little, picture down in the corner and see how I'm sitting like a weird goblin. I always cross my legs, which you're not supposed to do. I never put my feet on the floor. I'm always supposed to put your feet on the floor. I do okay with because I do a lot of shoulder. And if you know kind of your ergonomics of drawing and how to get nice smooth lines, you move from the shoulder, not the wrist. So it's kind of hard to do that if you're not sitting with good posture. And I become slightly older every day, so get to deal with fun things like back pain. So the one thing that I want to do, the two things that I want to do, I want to beef this up. Okay, yeah. The 18 things that I want to do. Yosh. I already did that. That's okay. It's fine. I like it better. Clearly, I thought I needed more. This like S curve of the back into the hip. I want to make sure we hit that. For the Pope! All right. I'm getting ready to make like a big wild declaration, so I want to make sure that I've actually prepared for it. Do a little silver dinging. Just some hot little detail work. Give that metal a little bit of texture. That's flush. There we go. All right. One more. Nope. Yes. Cool. And no, that sucks. Oh no, this cheekbone. Saints preserve us. Okay. Someday, any day, any second, any moment. I'm done with the line art. Time to tone up. How on earth I don't even know how that happened. So, when you're using touch controls and moving around fast, sometimes you will accidentally grab the layer you're working on and yank it in a direction. Which is clearly what I did. And now trying to reline it up pixel by pixel and somehow not being able to get it back exactly where it was. That's a pain. That's okay. I'm interested if anybody can see where that actually happened. Write in the comments if you think you can find out when that actually happened. Doesn't matter now. It's all fine. Time to tone up. So I usually do tone by selecting the negative space, increase selection a little bit, reversing the selection, and then start with 20% on a new layer. So just like before, we're going to start with the skull, and there's a couple different ways that I've gone about this in the past, and we're going to try this one this time, which is I'm going to leave the gray layers completely gray, and I'm actually going to add my darker tone before I do highlights. I haven't decided which is the better way to do this yet, so because a lot of times I'll do the gray and then I'll go back and I'll knock out my highlights, and then I'll come through and I'll do a darker gray as my my darker tone layer. Today, being weird, trying something a little different. I don't want to overthink the tone at this stage. And I'll tell you why. because when I do the color, I'm going to go nuts, because I always do. So I don't want to get too married to any of the tone decisions that I make here, because once I hit the color, all bets are off. Let's go absolutely bonkers. Great self-improvement challenge this week is to remember which day's video I'm currently recording. I still feel bad about that. I feel like there's nothing worse than convincing somebody that it's Friday on Thursday. And to think that I might have perpetrated that against someone burns me up. I'm kind of doing this by rote. Just have a memorized area of where shadows should be on the face, etc. And there's not a whole lot of variation to how I do that, so. There's a patch for this game, Hades 2, that I haven't played yet. Early access is such a weird thing to me. It's like, here's a game, you can play it. It's not done. And in the case of like Hades, I mean, they pretty much could have released that as final product and laughed all the way to the bank, but the fact that they're still going through it and making improvements, learning new things, such a good design philosophy. It doesn't seem there's so many like, because you can definitely there's a way that video game design, I feel, has gone is like way too reactionary to complaints, and there's one thing where it's like processing feedback and using that to create a better experience and to enrich the experience of all players, but there's this like reactionary approach of, well, we'll just, and this is what I feel it leads to, and there's certain other games that do this, where it's like, well, we'll just release it half finished because people are going to complain anyways, and then we'll have to go back and fix stuff, so why would we try on the first pass? That's what it feels like. And so I definitely appreciate it when you have a game like Hades where it's like, we tried our hardest to do it right the first time, and now we're going to thoughtfully incorporate feedback from our players in this early access phase. And, you know, even as I'm saying this, I'm like, this is not a fair assessment of the way that video games are made or the people that make them, because to imply that the workers aren't doing trying their hardest to create something great that you'll love is a little bit disrespectful. So retract that previous statement. But it's not, if every video game was created by artists who wanted you to have the best experience possible, every video game would be a masterpiece. And I feel like the truth is that you have most video games that are made by artists who want people to have the best experience possible, and they are rushed out the door by executives who want to meet deadlines and make money. So I guess that's probably your real issue. Everybody's human. Even the bad ones. This is why I always try to focus on positive when I'm talking about things in general, because I don't know, I feel like my negative opinions really aren't that helpful to anybody, because they're not all that well thought out. They're just me grumbling about things that annoy me for the most part. So I have a lot more to contribute to the world as a positive voice, saying, hey, look at that cool thing. Let's go enjoy it together. Cooking now. Kind of arbitrarily decided where the light source is on this without really thinking about it. Now I'm just going to stick with it. Because on the one hand, forget about light sources, but on the other hand, don't. There's two schools of thought about this. One of them is that you should worry about it, and the other one is that you should not. I recommend picking whichever one you feel like. Looking good. All right, next time, highlights, and then probably start some kind of coloring. We'll see how it goes. See you tomorrow.